thought I'd talk to you today about traps and pitfalls when refinancing. So essentially the purpose of refinancing is to lighten the financial burden or to restructure your portfolio or your home loan. So you may want to separate securities, you may want to have an offset feature which you don't presently have, or lower your interest rate, for example. So there are a couple of things to watch out for. Number one is watch out or don't be fooled by your interest rate. So the lowest interest rate product may not be the best product for you. So sometimes you have a lower interest rate which won't give you access to features such as an offset account. Or you might have a no frills product, for example, which has no offset, low rates, no fees. Okay, sure, this may be good if you don't have a large sum of cash which you want to keep in your offset account. If you do have a large sum of cash, it may be more beneficial for you to pay the slightly higher interest rate or the annual fee, for example, have access to that offset account, which will then offset the interest in your home loan. So make sure you determine that the lower interest rate is actually the best product for you, or are you better off going with a slightly higher interest rate and a fee product? So the second point I'd like to make is that honeymoon rates are just that. They're for a defined period, and once that honeymoon period is over, then your interest rate is going to bump up to whatever the agreed rate is. So just determine that when you do switch to this sort of loan, that over the full term of the loan, you're still going to be ahead financially. So a lot of people might say, well, when the honeymoon period is over, I'm just going to refinance to another lower interest rate product. Sure, theoretically you can do that, but if you forget or you don't have a proactive broker, then more than likely you'll just carry off into the sunset at the higher interest rate. So just ensure when you do go to a honeymoon product that you actually are going to end up ahead if you were to just stay on the same home loan. So also be aware of fees. So when you are changing home loans from bank to bank, or perhaps even within the same bank, you can incur certain fees. So just be sure that the fees you're incurring do not outweigh the benefits that you're going to accrue from actually changing product or refinancing. So this is something you need to talk to your specialist about to just determine that you will be ahead. And finally, you don't necessarily need to change lenders to refinance. Sometimes you can do it internally with your current bank. So if you just threaten to leave, perhaps to go to another bank with a better product or a better rate, sometimes your bank will match that. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes they're very stubborn about these things, but if you get your broker involved, then quite likely you'll be able to get perhaps not the same or exactly the same product or rate, but you may be able to get yourself in a better situation, which sometimes outweighs the hassle and the refinancing costs of moving banks. So just bear that in mind. Now, as usual, this is general advice only. Please seek specific advice from a specialist before you take any action. If you do have any queries or you want to speak to me, hit me up. My name is Tom, the Bearded Broker. Until next time, see you then.